I used to write everything, type 10, 20 pages a day. These kinds of camera systems, the YouTube stuff, came up as I got Parkinson's. But you get an image like, and then takes context, and it becomes very haunting. Of course, the rabid have insisted that I always show what's on my mind. It's Peter Gabriel is the worst police brutality um, that you can imagine. Where you're inside out and stuff. The implant, the neuroplasm. But Todd, there was Paula Barberi, there was some steps with a lot. Jeff Kennedy and Lipscomb. And in the backyard of Todd, or his neighbor for a while, was a goat. And of course, I didn't have language skills at that age. But the Israelis have this thing going that the toddlers of Gaza are terrorists. And they say they did the same thing with Jeff and towards me. I did not see what they were up to, therefore I am a Nazi. Get it? Ha ha ha. I know I have talked about the fact that Ayn Rand hated the Comprachus. The people who keep signaling Ayn Rand, money bag, this and that, building momentum. Somebody coined a term, um, genocide capitalism. He didn't like that term. He coined it and then seemed to sort of wish it away. They use AR for Ayn Rand. She hated the Comprachos, which meant children slaves. I don't think Martha Gellhorn would be gig with what Israel is pulling. She was very tolerant of their claim to needing a homeland, but I think she would have gotten the picture from this. She painted a plausible denial about what happened on Mount Desert Island, but I don't think she believed herself. I think she was at the end of her tether about that one, which is why she threw herself in my path and wrote to me. Ringo Starr hit me really hard. If you ever go through my stuff and say, man, why this stuff is heavy. You're not some crank who laughs at it. That's why I had a soft place for some of those people. But the bellicosity and hatred and venom and injustice and cruelty and sadism and ferocious obsession of Ringo Starr has left me a living wreck. It was a ferocious battery. And if there's any truth to the idea that you can just tell when it's the same person, it was certainly the same agency who tortured me as a child when I was kidnapped and gassed and put through such a horrible Manson ordeal. And the lies were the same, never-ending, constant lies. And sang Freud, with which they used poisons, as if it was nothing to use poison. All connected to some phony baloney mindset. It's one of the things I would offer as testimony, at least, that the so-called intercept that never happened really did never happen. They put an Attica State Prison psychiatrist, who's a royal bigot, in charge of a abandoned child's zone of proximal development in post-infancy, 9 years old, so they can mess them up by neurological tampering. Yeah, they've developed my ideas into a private system of cruelty at the University of Washington and Bill Gates' laboratories at Microsoft. When I wrote Chess with Delgado, I knew it was an escape behavior. Maybe if I articulate this and they saw, no, this is Dharma, we're going to fulfill it. U.S. military doesn't obey its own laws. You're not allowed to draft children, deaf people, or disabled people. It's sickening, us guys. Delgado, the Soviets, for all the propaganda about them, banned psychosurgery for experiments on people's personalities. Long, long, long before the Red Scare America even considered it. They finally chased Jose Delgado to South America. It's Francis Farmer and all that. Pittsburgh, a lot of that crowd there just, they thought it was funny. Oh, we got Jimmy 302'd, ha ha ha, even when they worked at the place. Poisoning somebody as a child, frightening them out of their mind, and then calling them a Nazi, ho ho ho. I'm just saying that goat may have symbolized that they had me in their backyard. Pretty sad story, I think. And that help never came. They gloat about the fact that I have good memories of them, that were strong enough that sometimes I have images of them on my wall. It's the only music I ever knew. It's like Clockwork Orange, only I wasn't the bad guy. Rip your heart out stuff. It's really sad. Ringo Starr wanted everything I ever did right to backfire. And he just pulled it off. Him and his Swami Nostras like Jeffen, and his hotshot allies like Nosferatu. It's sad. I find it very, very sad. I look at myself and think, I've never seen the world. I've seen some nice things. I don't hate people. I'm supposed to say I'm one of the lucky ones. God. One of the people who's really exploratory of how to cope with this generational glitch, the generational syndrome of facing our helplessness about the beautiful, beautiful people in Gaza being exterminated. God. Talked about needing to have radical patience for the unhappy situation that people facing consequences we don't even understand yet are hopefully going to at least get a chance to live with. Funny thing, I always felt that it was the anomalies at work. It wasn't our society, that the people in our society would never stand for anything like this. Even maybe that was the effect of Nixon. Even when he was around doing what he was doing. Makes a brother unhappy. I'm unhappy right now.